Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with simpleroptions.com, and in tonight's video I wanted to look at the idea of buying new highs. So when we came into today's session, and we've been looking at the long side of this market through several various tickers, but today it came through in a big way in the Qs. And when you look at this based off the daily chart, you could argue that this has just seen its or that it's made its 1272 extension, and it's not really at a great place to start buying it. And while that's a fair argument, I also like to look at the parabolic SAR for a heads up in the beginning of a reversal of trend. So we've been sitting through some relatively sideways action for some time, and now with the daily squeeze also firing long, confirming what we're seeing here, I'm looking for the test of your next extension up here at 1618. Now I've started picking up some call options in this that will expire out into next week, and I just think it's so important where if you're trying to play for this secondary extension, you don't panic or take a stop when it comes back down into these prices. You leave yourself another chunk of available capital to either sell a complementary put credit spread, or maybe you'd like to add to your calls, but you have to have that idea and a foundational plan when you begin the very first entry into that trade. So even though we've made the new highs, I am still looking for a continued push higher, and the Qs are one direct way of playing it. Of course, a couple other places, Apple, I like the way that you gapped up above your 618 retracement here, and that opens up the door into 146.93. Also, Microsoft had a huge day on this, and notice how all of these markets are fueled by squeezes. So squeezes tend to push a market beyond its expected move, and then of course if Amazon can clear this level at 910, that will really help the idea of the Qs pushing higher. So there's a couple different ways of playing it. Of course, the core part for me being there in the Qs, and then I will update with you on how that ultimately plays out. One other thing I wanted to make sure that you were aware of, if you're going to be in the Las Vegas area, May 15th through 18th, that is when they're having their money show there, and John is going to be speaking there on Tuesday the 16th. So this is not an online thing as far as I know. It is primarily focused on being there local at the event. So if you're in Vegas or you'll be traveling to Vegas for the money show, be sure to check out John there, and I hope that helps.